Hello and welcome to the Daily Atheist Morning Show. It is Monday, the 8th of December, 2020. I am your host, the amazing Super Chris. My co-hosts, Andy Hall from the Nokasuchi, from the Laughing and Disbelief blog over at Pathos, will be joining me in just a minute. We haven't seen Nokasuchi this morning yet. He probably verbally fencing with Christians all night long, sleeping late. You never know with him. But we're going to talk about stuff because there was an article coming out. Christians across the country are getting ready for Christmas. Ugh. And we're going to talk about it right after this. Do you love Jesus? Do you love America? Do you love yelling at strangers? If you answered yes, then there is a new version of the good book for you. The All Caps Bible. The All Caps Bible has everything from the sacred text you would expect. God creates the world in 6 days. Noah saves bunnies from the great flood. Jesus preaches God's message in the Sermon on the Mount. However, the All Caps Bible levels up the message by putting everything in all caps. That's right, you don't have to go to church to hear God's message yelled at you. This Bible will yell at you while you're reading it. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the earth. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they will be shown mercy. Christians love the All Caps Bible. Here are a few reviews. Mason in Dallas, Texas says, I don't feel guilty anymore yelling at the Starbucks barista. Karen in Oklahoma says, Jesus' message of forgiveness is better when you yell it. And Tommy in South Bend says, who knew the little drummer boy was such a jerk? Buy the All Caps Bible right now and get a loudspeaker so you too can spread the good news. You get everything for a low cost of $89.99. All right, here we go. Oops, we don't have Nokasuchi. I forgot to switch the button. Good morning, Andy. No Nokasuchi. We're Nokasuchi-less. We're Nokless.
Yes.
Good morning. How are you doing? It's Tuesday, the Andy Day.
I am doing well. Well, it's actually Tears Day, TYR, which is of course, most of my Norse god geeks out there know that was one of the gods of war in Norse mythology. Mm-hmm. That was the one who got his arm chopped off by the Fenris wolf because the gods needed to chain the wolf in the lasso of nothingness. So I'm doing some deep dive Norse mythology stuff. We're just starting off. But that's besides the point. You know what my New Year's resolution is, Chris? I decided to have a New Year's resolution. I usually don't do those things. So
okay, all right, pop me, Lumpy. What is your New Year's resolution?
I need to amp my coffee cup game up. And this is unlike many other shows, we don't squeeze our viewers for money, right? Well, we're not constantly asking people for cash. Right. But I figured out that this white
people, there are links below if you want to send us money. There's links down there. No, sorry, Andy. Go ahead.
but you'll notice how this white cup is like, I guess in the business they call it hot. It is just so white. It might just blur or burn the retinas of viewers. Mm-hmm. And so I'm gonna amp my coffee cup mug game so that you won't have to see the same old white. Because I have several of these. You might be surprised at that. So and Christmas is coming. So if my girlfriend is watching, then that could be a hint right there too about a gift.
Good one. I have a question. I don't mean to pry, but is your girlfriend a Christian or is she an atheist?
No. I have,
how's that work?
I admire and I am confused with people who are atheists who are able to maintain relationships with religious people. I am not one of them. The closest thing I ever got to someone who was dating someone who was religious is that woman who was in a cult. It was a non-theistic cult.
I think go ahead and tell everybody who hasn't heard this one. Good.
But for those people who are my age or who know about cults, It was called Earhart Seminar Training Est. It was transformed into Landmark Education or the Forum. But yeah, it's a cult. It's a self-help cult selling you methods and neurotechnology to make you a better, a better customer to give them more money. So, and that was the closest thing I ever got to dating anyone who was religious, is dating someone in a cult. See, Chris, what I did was that I just leaped. I just jumped over that.
Yes,
Instead of just dating someone who was like garden variety religious, I just said, no, that's not for me. I'm jumping right into the cult category, into the deep end of the pool.
Cray. That's what you did. Because you could.
So I have friends who are involved with people who are religious. I don't understand it. Maybe their partners don't like me too much because I'm so out about talking about atheism and about the evils of religion. So yeah, have you like dated for like an extended period of time? Anyone who was religious, Chris?
No, I had an odd experience with I think I told you about that. The lady.
You told us. It was basically someone who was both mentally ill and Christian at the same time. Which
that's how it would appear to me.
That Venn diagram, there's an overlap among certain flavors of religious experience.
Very true, very true. I got a new monitor yesterday, so I got to fix some nerding. Apologies to those who care. What's the point of studio mode if it does it live on the air? I mean, I'm just saying. Never mind. Anyway,
Chris, I like the idea that you think I understand anything about technology whatsoever.
Right? No, I don't. No, I was talking to folk out there who are going, "What the hell's going on the screen?" Oh, Chris is doing the thing again. My engineer is screwing up the show right in the middle of the show. Anyway, Andy, you were saying, carry on.
I just want to talk about Dragons in Genesis. Jason's in the chat on your channel, and he said, "When I was Catholic, I once dated a Satanist." Was that a theistic Satanist, Jason? Dragons in Genesis, or a non-theistic Satanist? Because for those of you who don't know about the flavors of Satanism, there are theistic Satanists who believe that the devil is real, like a real deity or non-deity or figure. And then there are non-theistic Satanists, like people who are involved with the Satanic Temple. That is a non-theistic faith. So I'm just curious about that, because if you're a Catholic and you're actually dating a theistic Satanist, I could see how that would be rough.
Yes.
Okay, so this is interesting. She was a theistic Satanist at the time.
Wow.
And she's non-theistic now. Well, congratulations for her.
Hey man, let me just take a moment to say thank you to Remember Sammy Jenkins for the $2 Australian of support. He said, "Call off your hellhounds. Here's your damn money, blood money." Anyway, thank you, Sammy. We appreciate all your support. Carry on, Andy.
That must be really tough if you're a Catholic and you're dating someone who is a theistic Satanist.
Yeah.
Holidays must be tough. Bringing them around to the family. Doing all those things, going to weddings.
True enough.
That must be hilarious.
True enough. Let me go ahead. I want to say hello to everybody this morning. Good morning to everybody who's joining us. All you wonderful people in the damn nation. Thank you for joining us on. We got 3 YouTube channels. If you're not familiar with what's going on, we stream on 3 YouTube channels, 20 Facebook pages and groups, Twitch, Twitter, the Daily Atheist Morning Show podcast live, and the TrumpFamilyTreason.com website. So we're kind of like everywhere. So good morning to everybody, and thank you all for joining us. I hope you're having a great week as we race towards Wednesday. So thank you for joining us.
A little bit more about Satan is that I'm going to be jumping on New Year's Eve. Actually, the Satanic Temple has a streaming service called Satan TV, and I'm actually going to be popping on and off. They're doing like a hours and hours of streaming of satanic wonderment and celebrating of the new year. So I'll be popping in and out of that show on New Year's Eve. I'll supply more information about that. My buddy Jack Maturko, who is my old co-host to the Naked Diner podcast, he invited me on yesterday, and I said, sure, why not? I'm just going to be home anyway. I'm not going out spreading the COVID or getting the COVID.
Hell no. I might do a New Year's Eve stream. I'm probably going to do winter solstice stream. But we are going to have on the 23rd of this month, on the 23rd thus of December, we're going to have the first annual birthday party for the Daily Atheist Morning Show. It'll be 1 year we've been doing the thing at the place with the stuff for the people. So I'm going to invite extra people. We're going to do an evening show and have some fun, do the thing. Real quick, I want to have a shout out to Simply Secular, as far as I can tell, a new atheist channel going up. He's dropping some videos. Hello to him. Thank you for joining us this morning. And if y'all aren't familiar, I don't have any links, but I did see him on Facebook. I'm ill prepared for it, but you can find him on. I've been sharing his stuff this morning, so thank you for joining us this morning. So Andy, you sent me an article.
Yes, I sent you actually a couple of articles because I read things.
You do?
I read things.
Hooked on Phonics
and Hooked on Phonics, right. That whole way of teaching language.
Hooked on Phonics.
Yeah, I'm more of a Hooked on Phonics person. And so we're getting to the war on Christmas. I don't know if anyone's aware of this, but we are quickly heading into, and it's difficult to really tell right now because there's still the war on democracy, the war on democracy going on with the Trump campaign. But some people are pivoting onto the war on Christmas, the non-existent, conservative, banner-waving, Christian, crocodile tears way of saying, "Oh no, we're persecuted," because people are saying "Happy Holidays." We are now officially entering the war on Christmas, and because COVID is blowing up throughout the country. Many Christians are saying, you cannot cancel Christmas. You cannot stop us from spreading good cheer, the love of Christ, as well as a deadly virus. Yes. It's madness. That's what it is. So I sent you the other day, Chris, as you well know, article from the Friendly Atheist. The name of the article is COVID-denying Christians are gathering in groups today to sing Christmas carols.
Okay.
Allow me to read. You smart, scientific, sensible, understand what the pandemic rules are. Don't congregate with large groups in small spaces. Go outdoors only when necessary, and if you do, wear masks and social distance. Today, a group of right-wing Christians who think mask mandates and CDC suggestions are a form of religious persecution, because they're not smart, scientific, or sensible, are gathering in small groups to sing Christmas carols to show they're, quote, fed up with government officials imposing restrictions on how you celebrate Christmas.
The tyrants, I think they referred
to.
Tyrants.
The tyrants with the lab coats. That's who they're fighting against.
Yes.
While the, quote, sing it louder, unquote, gatherings are outdoors, there's nothing on the website urging people to distance from each other or wear masks. Obviously, by singing next to each other loudly, they risk spreading the virus as if they were inside an enclosed space, which means they're ultimately putting strangers' lives at risk as a way of fighting back against this persecution that exists only in their own heads. And of course, there's a promotional video by this, I believe, a pastor in Houston, Texas, about gathering, because there's a website, Sing It Louder, where Christians can click on to find groups within their own cities and towns and little hamlets where they too can act as super spreaders.
I know. Oh man, I know.
I know. Oh, Chris. Yeah, sing it. Let's sing it louder, and that's their thing, man.
Well, there was already predicted to be an increase in deaths, funerals being held around Christmas already from all the anti-science, anti-mask nutbags out there who decided they just had to gather for Thanksgiving, and now they're going to be holding funerals for Christmas. So now not only are we going to have this wave of funerals going on around Christmas and New Year's, we're also going to have a wave of Christians gathering in churches intentionally to thumb their nose at the authority who says they shouldn't gather. And I mean, and then what are we going to have? Like the 15th, middle of January, we're going to have another wave of deaths. And that's what I've been referring to. Is this friendly fire on the war on Christmas or the war on science? They got a war on science, and their ignorance is getting them killed. They do things encouraging other people to do things like, it's like going, hey, look, here's a hand grenade. You take it. Here's a hand grenade for you. Here's a hand grenade for you. Amongst their own ranks, they do this.
Dragons in Genesis podcast says, my family gathered for Thanksgiving and 3 people got COVID. I am so sorry to hear that about Jason. That's crazy, dude. But you know what gets me? Tell me. Okay. So I guess this is my few minutes of anger. You know what's got me actually angrier, Chris?
Okay.
Is that I have a few friends over in New Zealand. And you can see where this is going right now. I have a few friends in New Zealand, and they're posting pictures, and you know what they're doing, Chris? They're living their best lives. They're hanging out in bars together. They're like a long table of them just hanging out. They're filmmakers, and so they're hanging out with their filmmaker buddies, just like doing their thing, and they're just living lives. They're just having a good time, and it's like I'm just so.
Why are they doing that, Andy? Why are they doing that over there? How can they do that with a pandemic raging? Wait.
Well, it turns out, and I know this is going to surprise you, that if you actually have a population that listens to science, then the pandemic is able to be controlled without a vaccine.
We won't have you spreading these kinds of lies on my show. To save your lies for the divorce.
Yeah.
New Zealand, huh? Is that where this fairyland is? That's like over near Australia. That doesn't exist either.
It's Middle Earth. That's what New Zealand is. It's
Middle Earth. True that.
Dragons in Genesis says they were young when they covered the people who got COVID. Luckily, they didn't spread it to my older relatives. That's great. That's good. That's better
news. Yeah.
Geez.
I've been
what's
lucky
interesting?
myself so far to stay away from all that. I've been kind of fortunate, to avoid the
well,
you too, by the way.
I'm in personal lockdown. I quit my job specifically because my job was putting me at risk and the people who have disabilities at risk.
Right.
They didn't need to, but they made a choice. And I'm like, I can't do that. My girlfriend's in a high risk category. I'm not a young dude.
True that. Me either. I smoked for 20 plus years and have that COPD thing I'm working on.
Oh, dude, that's horrible. Yeah. So I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah. But I've tried to treat it with smoking marijuana. That helps.
I'm going to put a pin in that for a minute.
I need to go lay down.
David Paul, my guest, is dating as hard as an atheist. My gal is now spiritual, whatever that means. But we get along, and she is pretty under the radar with it. When people, I've had this question, and I don't know if you have, Chris, or anyone in the audience. It's like, sure, you don't believe in God, but you're spiritual, right? And I've thought about this a couple of times, and I wrote a blog piece about it years ago. And when people ask me, am I spiritual? I think what they're asking me is, are you a monster? Are you hollow or dead inside? And I take that and I say, and when I'm asked, am I spiritual? I will say, I have meaning in my life. I love my kids. I love my girlfriend. I find value in helping others in society, spreading laughter, helping people out. So do I believe in a God? No, but I feel meaning, and I exercise meaning, and I try to spread as much care and laughter as I can in the world. So yeah, the spiritual does that question or that issue about being with people who are spiritual but not religious. That resonates with me.
I just want to remind everybody that we got a phone number. So if you want to call 940-DAMN-SHOW or It's over here, 940-326-7469. And call and talk to us about these Christians and their cootie spreading ways. We'd love to hear from you. So
I'll tell you this, Lady Starfire. She says in your chat, Chris, my husband and I quit smoking about 5 or 6 years ago. Now, best decision ever. I don't know how you quit. I had a girlfriend. Oh my God. I think we could just do a whole episode about Andy's bad decisions dating. So, I had a girlfriend who was smoking, and she went on Chantix, the medication that helps you get off smoking, and it worked. However, there were issues, psychological issues. Yes, Gary Priestley, a phone line. What was the number again, Chris? You want to throw that number?
It's on the screen, thus over there in flames. Near flames. 940-DAMN-SHOW, 940-326-7469. So call us and yak at us for a minute.
So
break my system.
So she's on Chantix, and we're in a bar together. This is in the before time where people hung out at bars, and I remember getting into this argument with her, and it was a crowded bar. About. She was taking the position of being pro intercourse in the bathroom. And I'm like, I don't know, because I'm pretty sure that if I'm caught having sex with you in the bathroom, that in the state of Massachusetts, that would put me on a sex registry. And that means I would not be able to work in my field, which is working with people who have disabilities. And we would not have gotten into this argument if she wasn't on Chantix. So Chantix definitely can influence people's thought processes a bit.
I have, if we're going to go there, since we're going there, we're talking, all right, so folks want to know, I actually was addicted to nicotine for 38 years of my life. I started dipping snuff in Little League Baseball when I was 8 years old. Because it was cool out in West Texas, the little cowboy kids, and we just dipped snuff and started doing it. It's 90 cents a can back in the day. And then stopped dipping snuff and started smoking when I was 14, smoked cigarettes until I was 33, quit cigarettes, went back to dipping. See, I thought, well, dipping's pretty nasty, so it'll be easy to quit the dipping. So I quit cigarettes by dipping again for another 10 years. And I quit about, 15 years. I quit 2 or 3 years ago now. But I did it using Chantix. Now, what I did, though, is I was really determined. They say do the Chantix. Well, no, not Chantix. I'm sorry. It was, what's the pill?
No, the lozenge? Did you use the nicotine lozenge?
No, I didn't chew the gum.
It is the pill. It is the pill.
Oh, okay, it is the pill. That's what I thought. Okay, so I took the pill. Well, they say don't dip your snuff while you're doing the pill. If I could not do my snuff, what do I need the pill for? So I would do the snuff and do the pill, and I found it made me sick. I was getting like nicotine overdose or something, and after days of doing this, I came to a point where I was like, listen, I need to give up one of them. And I don't remember my last dip of snuff, but I remember the last dip of snuff I didn't take. I reached over and grabbed the can, and I was playing my cello. And I grabbed a can of snuff, and I was like, you know what? No, I'm not going to do that. And I set it back down, and that was the last time I ever... Well, actually, there was one time in an airport, just the world was coming apart, and there was craziness going on in personal life. I bought a can of snuff, and for an hour or two, I dipped snuff out of stress. But other than that...
What's interesting about this, at least what I find interesting, is that the addiction is so powerful that even when it's associated with feeling physically ill, you're still like, maybe I'll do it.
Yeah. Well, again, at my point, it was which one do I quit? Do I quit the snuff? Do I quit taking the pill? So I quit the snuff and kept taking the pill for another week or so, and then I stopped and hadn't done.
Well, I know Mark Maron used a lot of nicotine lozenges, and that now last time I heard. He's off the lozenges, but it was a long journey for him to get nicotine out of his life.
Something else I was doing though. I don't know if this is, who cares, right? But also, I was dipping the snuff, but then I'd buy this snuff that was not real snuff. It was like wood chippings or something. I don't know, flavored like ass, but it tasted like snuff. And I would mix it with my snuff, half and half, to kind of wean me off the nicotine. And then I would intentionally, because I had to order it off the internet and have it mailed to me, so I would intentionally order it late, so it would show up late. So I would have to have real full snuff for a few days while I was just. It was hard, but eventually I got from my dentist. I wanted to get an implant, and my dentist was no implants until you quit the snuff. And then she gave me chances.
Okay, I got too many thoughts going on right now. So this non-nicotine kind of dip
ass flavored
sounds
stuff.
like you get none of the cancer, but probably you probably get none of the nicotine, but all of the cancer. Because I don't know what they put in that. But it probably isn't safe. And now I'm just looking at your chat, and Trino DeLuca says she has 5 kids, 4, 18, 15, 14, 6.
4 kids.
Four. It's like, wow, that's kids. I don't even know.
Wow, you guys should buy a TV, maybe.
That's a lot of kids. I have 2, and I found them to be a handful.
I'm the 5th of 7. So
people, man.
I know, right? Back in the day, they were like rabbits. I don't know. Anyway, so
tell me if I'm wrong on this, and maybe I'm going to.
You're wrong, Anthony.
This is my. Thank you. So before I want to switch over to another story, but
okay.
Whenever I see a couple with more than like 3 kids, I'm thinking maybe they're in a cult.
You think? Maybe,
Right, maybe if they're all, especially if the kids are dressed, if they're all dressed the same, like mom, dad, and the kids.
That's creepy.
I think there's a chance that there's a greater chance of them being in a cult. That's just me, man.
Tend to say says Catholics.
Catholic.
Well, right, technically,
so I found this. Pivoting a little bit to about the monolith, the gay alien monolith.
Oh yeah, gay alien monolith.
I was just cruising around the Free Thinker. No. The name of the blog is Free Thinker over on Patheos, and and the name of the article, and I crap you not on this. Maybe people have heard about this because the monolith or monoliths plural have been in the news lately. The name of the article is Christian Racists Target California's Mysterious, quote, Gay Alien, unquote, Monolith.
Okay, that's a bit of a stretch, but I get it, maybe.
Right. A monolith that appeared mysteriously in California was torn down this week by a group of young men who, in a video of their vandalism posted online, are heard chanting, quote, Christ is King and America First. One man also is heard saying to the camera, we don't want illegal aliens from Mexico or from outer space. In case you haven't heard that, let me say it again. We don't want illegal aliens
for the slow bowlers
from Mexico or from outer space.
Oh, man.
According to this article from local station WBAL TV 11, they then replaced it. What do you think they replaced it with, Chris? Are you thinking wooden cross? Because it was a wooden cross.
It was a wooden cross. I would have never guessed a wooden cross. That was
it was
shifty bastards.
So the article goes on. The 3-sided, 10-foot tall, 200-pound monolith was similar to 2 others discovered in the Utah desert and in Romania. Like those structures, the origin of the California edifice is also unknown. Vice has more on the story, reporting that one of the men wearing Make America Great Again, I know that you're surprised about that, a headband, labeled the monument gay. One of the vandals is heard to say, so let's tear this B word down, since this is a PG-13 show. And then they tie ropes around the monolith and drag it down the mountain, calling it names and cheering. So they took the monolith down, and then they're calling it names as they're bringing it down the mountain.
Well, it should be shamed. I mean, being a gay alien monument, it should thusly be shamed. They did right. I'm saying they did right in the name of the Lord.
Okay. So the video was posted to a D Live account run by someone with the username. It just, just when you think, it can't get any more stupid. It's like a nesting doll of stupidity. In a video posted on D Live account run by someone with a username Culture War Criminal, all one word, the group of men claims to have driven for over 5 hours to get to the statue site. The man, who appears in a later video, who is wearing military fatigues and camo face paint, he's vaping while saying things like, "I will F you to the death if you don't sing." Wow, that's pretty. I would have sung. I mean,
I would have sung, just to avoid the effing. Or
so
the death part.
The group goes on to sing Battle Hymn of the Republic and other military-centric songs, all while greeting his viewers with vulgar racist commentary. 2 other members in the back of the car have combat helmets on with night vision goggles attached.
Just in case,
Throughout the video, and this is going to be probably no surprise to anyone, throughout the video, they mention burning crosses and white power. Yeah. So it I don't know. I don't know how
right here, doesn't it, Andy? Hurts right here, doesn't it?
I was thinking about it earlier. I know I'm massaging the tumor in my head. I'm not really sure how far. Lost for words. It's just so much into this rabbit hole of idiocracy that we're in. And it just constantly amazes me. Amazes me. Oh, we have a caller. All right.
We do have a caller ringing in. I think it's Jason. Yes, it is. Cool. Dragons in Genesis Jason. I'm gonna let the call screening thing go. Here we go. Let's just Jason. Wait. There we go. Can you hear me?
How's it going?
Good. How's it going with you?
Good.
Awesome.
Dude, so 2 things. First,
okay.
Those cool alien monoliths that are popping. Money I have to build it, but it may be there for several years. So I get my own alien monolith, and no one else can have it. So the Christians can't come and replace it with a cross because it'll be all mine.
Gotcha. Hey, there you go. That's a good idea. Make sure now send us links. We'll spread it around. Make sure they know.
Oh yeah.
Maybe we should start electrifying them.
How tall? Nice. What are the dimensions of this proposed monolith going to be, Jason?
I'm not sure yet. I have to see about the availability of smooth sheet metal in Charlotte. They got the corrugated stuff everywhere. I need something smooth. So I need to see, what I can.
And there may be a run on smooth sheet metal.
Yeah. It's. I'm going for at least 8 feet tall.
Oh, nice.
So it's not going to be like a little tiny thing. No, it's going to be huge. The neighbors are going to notice it. So yeah.
Hey, can you describe it again? You're going to do what? You and your girlfriend decided to do what?
We're going to build one of those alien monoliths that are popping up all over the world. The giant metal, column that I think first appeared like in Utah or whatever.
And put it where? Because I screwed up the show while you were doing it. And they may have not heard you say you're going to put it where?
I'm going to build it in my backyard.
Oh, your backyard. Oh, then it will be yours. I heard you. Okay. I just didn't know if I hit a button and was doing things. And I was putting your name at the place and I screwed it up and people couldn't hear you. So now we can hear you. So gotcha. My bad. I'm a bad person, really. I'm going where? To Cincinnati. Anyway, so you're gonna. That's a good idea, and I think you should go ahead and like I say, maybe electrify it. That'd be fun. I mean, Christmas
maybe
lights.
I could put lights on it, turn it into a bug zapper or something. That'd be nice.
Yep.
If you can do it by Christmas, you can make it your Christmas monolith.
Yeah.
That's
I'll
a great
put a hat
idea.
on top of it. Get a big Santa hat, stick it up on top of there. So yeah, I plan on getting to work on that as soon as I get home. So yeah,
Absolutely. Send
somewhere
us
around
pictures.
Christmas, I'll be working on that thing, and I'll throw some photos up whenever I get it all done. The main holdback will be the smooth sheet metal, because I've never looked for that before, so I don't know how easy it is to find. So
There's
yeah,
bound to be a
that's my
monolith
plan.
supplies section in your local hardware
Yeah,
store.
or maybe like a kit. Amazon probably has a kit that you can just
Yes.
buy, and
That's
you just go
possible,
bolt
yes.
it together, stand it up, and
Absolutely.
Well, I tell you,
yeah.
building one of those monoliths will be a lot easier than building your own backyard Baphomet, a la the Satanic Temple. So
That's true. Yeah. It will. Hey,
Right.
Dragons,
Yeah,
you're going to be on our show on the 18th. Is that correct? You're coming in on the 18th. What are we going to talk about? I forgot. Do you remember?
Oh, the Romans. Yeah, because well, I was in the chat the other day. Y'all were talking about the conspiracy theory that the Romans invented Jesus.
Oh,
That Josephus, basically Josephus wrote the New Testament as a way to kind of pacify the Jews.
Yeah. Okay.
So they wouldn't have like a giant, revolt.
Great Christmas show. Wonderful for the whole family.
Yeah. Right.
Okay.
So yeah, we can definitely talk about that.
what I'm not going to do is start peppering you with questions about this particular subject right now, because I have a million of them in my head. I'm going to wait for the show. I'm going to keep my powder dry on that.
Keep the powder dry. Yes, that's going to be a fun one.
Perfect.
So, dude, you said you had two things to talk about.
Two things.
Yes. So, the other day I was picking up a trailer at a customer in Chicago, and this guy at this facility, he said something, and something kind of clicked in my brain about why so many people just don't seem to care about COVID. So he said that he had gotten it about 2 months earlier, and it wasn't even as bad as the flu, and so he didn't really care. And I realized that we have millions of people who get the disease, and then they just get over it because, like, for 85% of people who get it, they experience really mild symptoms. And so they get it, they get tested, and then they stay home for a week, and after that, they're good because it how bad it affects you seems kind of random. And so they get mild symptoms, it's no big deal, and then they go back to living their life. And so for all the people around them, all their family, their relatives, they see scientists talk about how bad this thing can be, how it can kill you, but then they've got, Uncle Bob who says, oh, I had it, and it wasn't even as bad as the flu. And so they're like, okay, well, I guess it ain't that bad, because, I know him. He had it.
Yeah.
Cool. And it's like, yeah, but you've got some people who, like a friend of mine at the beginning of the year who got it, perfectly healthy, young, no existing medical conditions at all, and it almost killed her.
Yeah.
And then you've got some people where they get it, and in a few days they're dead. They're in the hospital and they're still dead. And it's like, it's not the same for everybody. And I think that's the thing that, I don't know, I think maybe to some extent, maybe journalists haven't been as efficient as communicating. Maybe they're not stressing it as much that, look, it may hit you and you get over it easily. And it's going to do that for a lot of people. Right. And then it's just going to strike like lightning. It's like Russian roulette is fine for like 5 out of 6 people. It's not a good idea to play the game. And so that really kind of made something click the other day. I was like, yeah, this argument from personal experience is killing a lot of people because it's not that bad for most people. And people see that Because at this point, everyone in the
That's
country
true.
knows someone who had COVID. That's all there
Right.
is to it. We all know someone who had it, you know.
Right.
And when you see them get it and get better, you're like, oh, okay. Well, now I understand. And then
That's true.
you take your mask off and you hang out for Thanksgiving and everything else. And I think that's playing a big part.
The thing is about science, and I'm not saying anything that the three of us don't know already, is that science tells us things or shows us, reveals things to us that are anti-intuitive, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Right.
yeah, we may see Uncle Jimmy get the COVID and then apparently he feels better or looks better within a couple of weeks. But just because that N of one, the number one, that number of one subjects in your trial did okay, definitely does not show or is not indicative of the general population.
True.
Yeah.
That's true. And you get these people who come through who, like he says, their worst symptoms is that they lose their sense of taste and their sense of smell. And then they don't care all of a sudden. They don't care that, wow, like almost 300,000 people are dead, but they just lost their sense of smell. So it downplays the severity of what they've got. And
once again, it's more than 300,000. That's just the official number.
Oh, has the official number hit 300,000? I was padding it. I thought it was still
like
250,000
last time I checked.
Then the real number is probably in the 350 or somewhere.
The real number is higher, more than likely. And we won't. There are statistical ways of figuring out what the quote unquote real number is, besides just counting up body bags. Unfortunately, if I could be so bold.
We also have David Paul joining us from yesterday. So David and Jason are both on the line with us. Good morning, Jason. David.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Well, on the line with they were talking with Dragons and Genesis about, even among atheists, I find that people relate to the world based on their personal experiences. I myself am guilty of this more so in the past. Still have to work on it, but what they do is they base everything on their little minuscule life, and so that's like our neighbors. I just watched them the other day. They just got over COVID. Supposedly they were tested. They were face to face, 3 feet away, talking to the other neighbors across the street that they're buddies with. No masks, no distance, and they have kids. And I'm like mind blown.
Yeah.
What have you experienced, Jason, as far as people doing things like that with you? You drive a truck across the country, right, Jason? So you've experienced a lot of people anti-maskers?
Well, the thing is, like with my industry, because it's one of these what do you call it, essential services. A lot of these companies, they have they're very safety oriented to begin with. They have OSHA looking over their shoulder every minute of the day, so they're always very safety oriented. So even though most of the people I interact with think that it's no big deal, they are still required by their company to engage in these safety practices. So I've got this guy telling me how he doesn't believe in all this. Meanwhile, he's like, has a brand new mask on his face, and he's like using the Germex and stuff before he handles all the paperwork and everything, because he's
he has
literally
to.
required to. Yeah. And it's like, at this point, I think it's like a habit for him. And it's like, good. It's like, at that point, hey,
good.
You can sit there and not believe it all day long, as long as you're still safe around me. But yeah, so I guess I'm lucky in that. 95% of the time, I'm nowhere near people. And when I am, everyone's wearing masks and we're all at a distance. And the only time I have to interact with anyone is for like a 1 minute period to exchange paperwork. That's it. So, I'm at work, but I'm still essentially quarantined almost every single day. So that's good.
Hey, David, what about you? In your situation, do you come across some people who are uncareful, who are dangerous with their methods?
Yes, not as only now. Now only when we go to the store. Like if I need to go to Lowe's. I mean, we restrict our travel, based on do we need this? I mean, if we can live without it, we don't need it. But I quit my job recently. I'm retired, but I had a part-time job in a small grocery store, and there were more and more people that were not wearing their masks that came in, and it was actually, funnily enough, it's a health food store kind of thing.
Really?
And more people.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
And
maybe some of the essential oil will keep them safe.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
The essential oil thing. They sold some stuff that don't. I'm not into the what do you call that? It's not holistic. It's holistic or the fake
homeopathic.
Medicine. But
the homeopathic stuff.
Homeopathic, yeah.
They sold some of that garbage, but mainly they sold just regular vitamins, food, soaps, natural based, and so it was just I enjoyed the job. People were pleasant. Most people wore their masks, and it's I don't have to pick up 85-pound coils of wire there and things like that like I used to have to. So. But I decided, I made a decision to quit because my girlfriend is she's older. I've got heart disease, so I'm like, this isn't worth it. I'm just doing it for the extra dough. I'm fortunate because I'm one of those lucky people that I got to retire early, but there's no need for me to do that, so we backed off. So now it's doctor appointments and grocery stores, and a lot of places you can order and pick it up. You don't even have to get out of the car. But a lot of people don't have that option.
Right.
And when I do go to the store, or like I buy feed, we deal with a lot of Amish people up here. Well, I don't now. But none of these people, Mennonites, Amish, and Apostolics, don't want to wear their masks.
Right.
I
hadn't heard that.
God's going to protect them.
Well, I got a thing here. I'm going to play this thing for everybody. I'm going to show it on the crowd. You guys should be able to hear it. Let me get the right screen up, though, and I will show something to everybody. I'm going to play a thing because for fun, right? Let me go here. And
good luck, Chris.
Is it this one? I know, right? We're taking the tech gremlins. Are you ready? Let me find the right one. That's not the right one. I just got a new monitor in yesterday, so that's why we're doing this. All right, I'm going to play this thing. Here we go. And I hope you all can hear it. This is a thing about Christians. No audio. Oh, they said they can't hear any audio.
No.
I'm a bad Chris. Okay. I think I may have screwed this one up. I know what I did though. But wait. There's more. There's more. Hold on. We're on by the hour. Unless you guys need to get off the phone, that's fine. But here we go. Because this is good stuff. Peep this, my homies. Now they can hear it. I had the wrong browser up. Now you can't hear it because I don't have it paused. There you go.
Okay. This is going to come as a shock to a great many folk. But Jesus will gladly let you die. He will let you suffer and die. Some Christians tend to think that Christ is going to protect them, but there's numerous examples where the followers of Christ have been allowed to suffer and die en masse in his name. We could start with the disciples. Almost every one of them met a grisly, violent end, either by crucifixion or decapitation or just being stabbed to death. Hundreds of millions of Christians were killed during the Black...
Hey, Jason, maybe that's something we can talk about on the show one of these days is how the apostles all died. Carrying on.
Plague and from the Spanish flu. What could possibly make you think Jesus is going to protect you now? Are you somehow more special than all those other Christians who came before you and died horrible deaths? No? Then put your damn mask on.
Okay, so, yeah, that's kind of a thing. Now I can't hear Andy. Andy's muted.
Uh-oh.
Andy, you muted yourself. You're muted.
I'm sorry. I'm just like...
See, that's not my fault. It's not my fault.
Well, I think it is actually by proxy for you doing all this stuff, Chris. I'm still putting this solidly on you, sir.
Okay. Gotcha.
But
you're running the show. It's your fault.
Okay.
Well, that's what it is. Well, this is the great position that I'm in, is that I can just come here, make funny faces, say funny, weird things, and if anything goes wrong, I just blame it on Chris.
That's right.
That seems to be my model, the business model here.
So, as per what the video said, and what our phone caller said, Jason, was that these people, their Jesus is going to protect them. You know, they believe that their Jesus is going to protect them. There's no proof of that. As I mentioned in the video, they've been allowed by Jesus to die in his name en masse for, a couple thousand years now. But
all those people that died, they didn't pray hard enough. The people who are running around without masks today, they're praying, and they're praying to the right Jesus.
Oh, that's a good point.
Because those other people, those are like Catholics or Baptists or something. No. You got to be the right religion. That's how it works.
True enough. That's what I've always heard too. So you know what, guys, we've done the hour.
The right religion don't die ever.
That's right. The right faith. There's stories. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the show. I want to thank our callers, Jason from Dragons in Genesis. Jason, do you have anything going on you want to tell people about before we get out of here?
I just did 2 episodes concerning Paul's letter to the Romans and exposed some really weird things that most people have probably never noticed if they read it, and things that some of which are fairly recent topics in the field of biblical studies. So even if you read a good Bible commentary, you still may not have known some of the things that that I covered in 2 of my recent podcast episodes. And then I'm going to be doing a thing on the Corinthians later this month, and there's all kind of new things in there as well.
Awesome.
So yeah, I got that, and then I'm going to be on your show later this month, I believe on the 18th, and on Andy's show. Also on the 18th. I didn't realize that Andy.
I'm all jelly.
The damn show on his channel as well. So Andy, if you don't want me being on your channel twice in one day, let me know, and I'll bump Chris to another day since he was scheduled later.
That's how it works, yes.
Yeah. I mean, I scheduled it on yours, and then Chris was like, "Yeah, you want to come on and talk about, Jesus and the Romans?" And I scheduled it on the same day, and then like yesterday, I realized that Andy, you stream the damn show on your channel. I was like, "Oh man, I'm going to be on there like back to back." I was like, I need to ask Andy about that." So if you don't want me. If you don't want my ugly mug driving your viewers away by being on there twice in one day, just let me know. And
I'm sure we'll be.
Well, my viewers are very steadfast.
I'll bump Chris to another day.
My viewers are a very steadfast bunch. They have a very high tolerance, just being able to listen to my
strong stomach,
minds.
Okay, there we go.
But we will probably figure something out, because back to back might be a bit much. Because I have to think of. Because it's really not about you or the viewers, it's about my own stupid brain, because I want to make sure that I'm fresh for both conversations. That's what I want to be.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and
So we'll figure something out.
Y'all can figure that out later. I'm going to thank David Paul for joining us this morning. And Jason Folks from the Dragons in Genesis podcast. Andy, thank you for joining us. Guys, I want to go ahead. I'm learning this new system. I'm going to go ahead and drop you all out of the system. Thank you for calling in this morning. Much appreciated. You're all wonderful. Talk to you later.
Peace.
Au revoir.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, man. Good to see you. Good to hear you.
Au revoir. Auf Wiedersehen.
Have a good one.
Take care.
Have a good one. Thank you all. That's wonderful. I'm just getting used to that system. I'm going to try to figure out buttons that I can push. Anyway, thanks to everybody who's watching on the YouTube channels and the Facebook and Twitch and Twitter and all the wonderful places. You're all wonderful. I hope you have a wonderful and safe day. We will see you tomorrow. Today I'm going to run the All Caps Bible. And then, have a great day. Do you love Jesus? Do you love America? Do you love yelling at strangers? If you answered yes, then there is a new version of the good book for you. The All Caps Bible. The All Caps Bible has everything from the sacred text you would expect. God creates the world in 6 days. Noah saves bunnies from the great flood. Jesus preaches God's message in the Sermon on the Mount. However, the All Caps Bible levels up the message by putting everything in all caps. That's right, you don't have to go to church to hear God's message yelled at you. This Bible will yell at you while you're reading it. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the earth. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they will be shown mercy. Christians love the All Caps Bible. Here are a few reviews. Mason in Dallas, Texas says, I don't feel guilty anymore yelling at the Starbucks barista. Karen in Oklahoma says, Jesus' message of forgiveness is better when you yell it. And Tommy in South Bend says, who knew the little drummer boy was such a jerk? Buy the All Caps Bible right now and get a loudspeaker so you too can spread the good news. You get everything for a low, low cost of $89.99. Thank you for watching the show. A special shout out to my gold level Patreon supporters, Cindy Plaza and Ian Davenport. Thank you and have a great day.